Sunday that you wanted to see your team kind of put together a lot more runs, put pressure on the opposing pitcher. You feel like that's what you did today?
Well, I thought obviously it started in the first inning. Yeah, we punched in, 4 runs in the first inning. They all scored with 2 outs. That was huge. Whenever you get a leadoff walk and, Joe did a great job. We had a hit and run, bobbled the ball. Guy got it. Joe ended up with a double ball down the right field line. And, we didn't send Benintendi there because, you got Anderson and Spoon coming up and thinking you're going to drive him in. Well, he did a great job. Starting pitcher did a great job of getting Brian and then Tyler, and then you get, I think Fisher walked, and we got a big 2-out hit by Wilkerson, and then McAfee, hammered a ball over the right fielder's head into the wind. It was just huge for our team. It kind of just set the tone for what we were going to do the rest of the day, and that was we stayed through a lot of pitches. We didn't pull off. We only had a couple of pop-ups, and a couple of those were kids that came off the bench, hadn't played much. I thought, offensively, we just did about as good a job as you could do of staying over the baseball and using the whole field.
8 of your first 9 were with 2 outs, just 2-out hitting for you guys. How important is
Well,
that?
it's huge. It just it's demoralizing if you're on the other end of it. I've been on both ends of that, obviously, and you're just one pitch from getting out of an inning, and next thing you know, you're down 2, you're down 4, or whatever it ended up being. But we did a good job of just battling at the plate. We worked the counts, for the most part, and finally got a pitch we could. Guys got pitches they could handle, and they did a good job with them.
What do you think about Serrano's day? 4 for 4 with the walk.
4 for 4, 3 doubles. Was on base 5 times. He had a tremendous day. He's been around. He's got a lot of plate appearances here at Arkansas. I think the experience definitely starting to pay off for him. When he's going good, when he's swinging at strikes, he's tough to get out. He's just solid hitter, makes solid contact.
Jalen didn't have his best stuff.
No.
He fought through it for 6.
He did. That's what I told him after the game, that we scored some runs for him, and he's been lights out. The first 2 outings today, cold day. Sometimes it's just the way it is. And he didn't have his best stuff. He didn't have the best command. He had pretty good stuff, but he just wasn't able to spot it where he throw it where he wants it as much as normal. And might have had to do with the weather a little bit, gripping the ball. It's cold. Probably the same for their pitcher too. He's a control guy, and he left some balls up, but I don't think he probably normally doesn't. But he battled through that second inning. Once he got through there, he gave us a couple of quick ones, but he still didn't have the command like he normally does. But he did a great job of fighting through it.
That's kids that came out of the bullpen. They did a good job of throwing strikes.
They did.
What about that?
We brought in a couple of new pitchers. Teague's first outing. He's got good stuff. There's been a couple of times we've had him up ready to come in. He's a 90-mile-an-hour guy, a little more than that, and he's got a good breaking ball. And got him I think they got an infield hit, and then gets a double play ball, and just did a good job. And then when Taccolini came in, it's his 3rd outing. It was definitely his best. He's starting to slow the game down in his mind a little bit. He's got tremendous stuff. He got 3 ground balls. That's what he does. He throws a real heavy ball. It sinks. Infielders are on their toes when he's on the mound because they're going to get some work. And then Falwell's first outing, big left-hander. It was good to see him come in and do what he did. He faced 2 out of 3 hitters he faced in the 9th were left-handed. He struck one of them out on 3 pitches. Got a ground ball to the other one. The right-hander lined out to left, but he came in. I don't think he threw a ball. And that's huge for him. It's huge for us, and gives us confidence to use those guys again.
How do you get Wise going at play?
Well, he's fighting a little bit, and it's hard when you're struggling, and a lot of guys around you are doing so well. I think it adds to it, but we're working on it. It's there's so many different ways that you can go about it, but I think realistically, he's trying to do too much. And you're not going to get more than one hit at a time. And, we're not looking for him to hit the ball out of the park. Obviously, his number one job is to handle our pitching staff, and he does a great job with that. But him personally, it's frustrating for him that, that he doesn't feel like he's contributing offensively. His day's coming. I really believe it will. It'll come.
You know, their coach was at South Carolina for several years, so he's familiar with you guys. He said it looks like a pretty typical Arkansas team to him, even though you lost so many guys. And how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, we had a good day. That's the only day he's seen us, and we faced one of his best pitchers and did a pretty good job. I mean, it's a compliment. I appreciate it. We're still a work in progress. We got a long way to go, and but I really liked what I saw from our team. From the team today. Just all the way around, the defense, the offense, and obviously the pitching. So hopefully, we can put it together tomorrow, and we have 18 innings at a minimum tomorrow. So told our guys to enjoy it, and be here ready to go again tomorrow.
It's 3 straight games for your team's done really well with 2-out hits. Is that just a byproduct of having a lot older hitters throughout the lineup?
Well, I don't know. I think it's it's just about I mean, you can throw out all the cliches there are, but it's you have to. It's one pitch at a time, and we just talk about it. Tony talks about it. The players talk about it. Don't throw away at bats. Don't waste at bats. And it really doesn't matter how many outs there are in their mind. It's about that at bat, and I think if they stay focused on that instead of worrying, hey, I'm up with 2 outs, I got to do this. Or, if I don't do this, we don't score. Whatever goes through their mind, and just need to keep that, cleared out of their minds, and just go up there and focus on that at bat right there. Do your job. You get a good pitch, hit it. If you don't, take it. With 2 strikes, battle on close pitches. I mean, that's kind of our philosophy, and they've done a good job with it.
Anything else? All right. Thanks, Joe.
Good.